All right, it has been a hot minute since I've talked to you guys, and I feel like I owe it to you to let you guys know how my business is doing. I haven't been working as much, but I feel like that's not news. If you follow me on TikTok, I've talked about where I'm at right now. The purpose of this video is to explain what the notary business is like right now. If you're just starting out as a notary or a loan signing agent in 2022/2023, this is what it's gonna look like for you. All right, so if you've been doing your research or you're in the game, you just know shit is not good right now. It's not fun. It's slow. If that's any different for you, just let me know below because I'm curious. What are you doing? Maybe you feel overwhelmed because of all this news that's coming out, but yes, it's true. The market is slow. Again, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. This is entry level like real estate. So yeah, don't be surprised if you're not getting a lot of business right now. I think everybody can agree, so don't feel bad. So I know last year I was really telling people like, quit your job. Yeah. Okay, this year, please don't do that. Please do not quit your job if you're looking into doing loan signing. Let me explain why you don't want to quit your job right now, because one, there's really not a lot of signings, to be honest with you. Last year, or I think when I came in, or when most people came in, it was a lot of refinances. We were in the refinance boom. People were refinancing like 2 times within that time frame. People were also buying a lot of homes because of the interest rate and the moderate house prices. House prices have gone up a lot, but currently in this quarter, I believe they're dropping, which could be beneficial. I think there's pros and cons to that. However, in terms of the notary business, I don't really see a lot of work out there. It also doesn't help that the mortgage rates are close to 7%, and in some cases even over 7%. So we're not really seeing a lot in the market. It's terribly slow. So let me just give you some perspective. If you've watched my other videos, like I had like maybe 2 to 3 signings last month, and that's because I really wasn't putting in the effort. Maybe if I was, I would have gotten more. I asked one of my main direct clients if he's seen it like this before. He was saying that just in general, the whole real estate industry is pretty slow. He's like, I haven't seen it this bad. He was letting me know that the market is predicted to hopefully pick back up in February. So if you're scared or you're questioning this business, I would still go ahead and get your notary commission, because that takes a while. That takes months. Get all your seeds planted, and then when business starts coming up again, then you're ready to hit the ground running. So I think it's good just to have this. I also want you guys to know that there is more work out there besides just loan signing. You can do notarizations at hospitals. You can do it at elderly homes. I've signed for lawyers as well, and I think that pays pretty well. I don't think a lot of people know this, but general notary work could pay more than loan signing. And I say that because, signing services are giving you a fee maybe of $75, which again, you should never take that low, but I get it, times are hard. And if you were to do a direct signing, people are paying for your service. Think about the price of gas right now. Think about your supplies. I would charge $100 just to do like a grant deed, for example, because that's taking my time, all my energy, my supplies. $100 is worth it. And these people are going to pay that because they need this to be signed, and urgently, and at their convenience. So that's what they're paying for, is convenience. Do not sleep on general notary work. Something else that I want to talk about is oversaturation, which I'm sure we've all seen. And I do take responsibility for some of that oversaturation, but I don't see it as a bad thing. I think there is room for everybody to eat if you actually put the effort out there instead of blaming people like, oh, they're taking my signings. If you're really that good, then why are they taking your signings? Also, now that I've been doing this full time for 2 years, I've realized a lot of people don't want to do it. Nobody wants to do the hard work. That's why if it was easy, everybody would have done it by now. But a lot of people that I've helped, or even just mainly in my like friends or family, they tell me they're going to do it and then they don't do it. So I'm just going to let you know, like only maybe 10%, maybe even 5% are actually going to go through with it. So keep that in mind when you think about oversaturation. Again, oversaturation is in the loan signing, not the general notary work. Don't forget to market yourself for general notary work as well, so you don't get stuck in that oversaturated market of new notaries in loan signing. Something else that I feel like people don't touch upon when talking about oversaturation, there are a lot of new signing services coming out. I think in part because Mark Wills has a course I think it's part of his 6-figure course, where he talks about building a signing service. I realized since this industry has been growing, more people obviously want to keep climbing. It's normal to reach these goals in this business, because what else is after just being a successful loan signing agent, being an owner of a signing service, right? So I'm not trying to knock anybody's hustle. I wouldn't want to take such a large cut from a notary, because I realize the hard work it takes to actually go out there and sign. Like, it is nice when you have an abundance of clients and you're overwhelmed and you yourself can't sign it all as one loan signing agent. To pass that on, that's amazing. That is such a blessing. But to take a large cut out of that, and I get it, these signing service owners have business costs, all that, but for me personally, that's why I don't do it, because I'm like, then what's the point? Like, yeah, I can make this much money, but what, I'm gonna fuck over this other loan signing agent, which I've advocated for so much, and I don't want to be in that position. Personally, I've seen quite a few more signing services pop up on like signingorder.com, not so much on SnapDocs. I feel like the big companies that are already on SnapDocs have continued to drop their price, which still, it boggles my mind, because gas, at least in LA, is about to hit $7, or it is in some areas. Supplies have gone up since inflation, and it's really expensive right now. I'm not saying it's impossible to start a notary business, but when you're just getting signings from signing services, it is going to be very complicated. And as much as I always advocated for getting at least 100 in a large city like LA, like, I realize how hard it is. Trust me, I do. I get that a lot of people have to get their foot in the door, especially right now in this economy, but just be aware that you don't want to take these at all or as often. Like, just, they're such a slap in the face, honestly. Depending how close or far, it could be worth it. It's really up to you. Make sure you're taking into account all your expenses, because really, what are you netting? What is the net profit of that signing? I don't want this to seem impossible, but if you have any reach in real estate, law offices, maybe at a hospital, if you have any family or friends in these industries, I would always give my business card to them, or just let them know, like, hey, I'm a notary, like, constantly remind them. Or maybe if you even have family members that have custody issues, like, I've seen a lot of people sign a lot of custody documents or need those to be notarized, so keep that in mind. Also, just like small business or large commercial business owners, like, if you are somehow connected in any way, maybe you're an assistant, whatever it might be, always let them know that you're a notary, because you never know. I hope that was helpful information if you're just getting started. And I do not mean to discourage anybody, because I feel like it is still possible. Just be aware of those things. As far as my business and how it's been going, it has not been looking good, and I'm not necessarily ashamed. Last year, I shared with you almost every month what I was doing, how much I was making, and this summer, it was not pretty. It was like, maybe, I think in August I did 3 signings. Last month I did 5 signings. And I don't say these numbers to scare anybody. It's just that, yeah, one, the market had a large part to play in that, but also my lack of motivation, or just, kind of wanting to shift away from this. I've told you guys many times before, I want to work remote. So if you don't know, I turned 27 this August, and I feel like my prefrontal cortex keeps developing. I thought just right after 25, it's already at its max capacity. No, I just feel so much more wiser. Basically, at this point in my life, I realized, like, I just need to continue to put energy towards things that I want in my life and that I want to do. I need to continue to create my reality. And I did an amazing job doing my notary business, but okay, what do I really want to do? Like, creative work remotely, work from wherever, and be financially stable. That for me doesn't look like notary work, at least full time, because I cannot give this job up. It's crazy like how fast you can make money, and I will never give up this job or this business. It's just, I'm putting this on the back burner, and I see this more as my side hustle at this point. Another reason why I wasn't getting as many signings in the summertime is because I like to travel, especially during summertime. I still feel like a kid. Summer is my favorite season, so I want to live my life, and that's what I did. I went to Mexico, I went to Dallas, I went to Hawaii twice, and I caught COVID, which really sucked, but I'm living my best life. Like, I want to live my life without regrets. I wasn't getting work or paid from there, but YouTube, my apartment tour popped off. All my old notary videos have accumulated at this point, and I'm not even making $1,000, but the fact that it can pay for my car, it's a blessing to me to know that I don't really have to worry about that one bill. So there are different ways that I'm pulling in money now. TikTok, more brand deals on TikTok, because I feel like I was using TikTok a lot more this summer. As I've always been pretty transparent with you guys, like, I'm not making a lot of money in brand deals. It's here and there. It's very sporadic, and it's maybe covering rent, maybe. Me, content creation, and not necessarily being an influencer, but just putting myself out there on these platforms, I realized that it's giving me bigger opportunities, like being on the LA Times this summer. Like, that was crazy. I didn't even know I had that dream, but it was nice to fulfill that. I feel like if I keep putting myself out there creatively, even if it's not the best, like, I'm trying, and I think that's what's so admirable. I just want to continue to do it because it satisfies my soul, and it just, I don't know, it feels right. And I love networking with people in this community, in the creative community. I felt like I've really built a community this summer outside of Notary, which I love, but I feel so much more fulfilled when I'm, speaking up for people in my city or other BIPOC people that are native to LA. That's all I had to say. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to keep rambling, but that's where I'm at in life, and I will continue to do my notary business. I'm so appreciative that so many of you have followed me throughout my journey. And I mean, I filmed this video because somebody asked me to do an update on my business. I think I sense my path, and I know that it's not completely notary works. So I'm really happy that I'm able to maneuver. That's all I have to say. So I hope you guys have a good one, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.